My distinguished colleagues, hindi po nag-comply sa batas ang ABS-CBN, kaya hindi po sila pwedeng lumabas at magpalabas. That ABS-CBN did not comply with the terms and conditions of its franchise, as well as our laws and the Constitution. In fact, they will show in the succeeding hearings of the Committee on Legislative Franchises that ABS-CBN deliberately and with impunity violated the conditions of its legislative franchise and more so of our laws and the Constitution. Matagal na po kasi ang mga aligasyong ito. Violation of the Constitution. Number 1, franchise is longer than 50 years. Hindi na po dapat payagan itong pagre-renew ng prangkisa ng ABS-CBN. Dapat na pong isara ang pinto para sa kanila. Bakit po? Because the ABS-CBN has been using the airwaves for more than 50 years. Kung susumahin po natin ang prangkisa nito simula noong 1967, ay 53 taon na po itong gumagamit ng airwaves magpahanggang ngayon. Foreign ownership. Puntahan naman po natin ang muling pagbubukas ng ABS-CBN noong 1986. Pati po kasi noong panahong yun ay may paglabag na rin sa ating saligang batas. Ano po kaya yun? Dahil Amerikano at hindi Pilipino ang may-ari at namahala sa ABS-CBN na mariing ipinagbabawal ng saligang batas. Congress should deny the franchise application of ABS-CBN for its clear violation of the Constitution, requiring 100% Filipino ownership and management of mass media companies. ABS-CBN's former president, Mr. Eugenio Gaby Lopez III, was an American citizen when he took the helm of the company in 1986 as director, then president, and then chairman in the later years. It was only in 2000 that he petitioned for recognition of Filipino citizenship and was issued a certificate of recognition as a Filipino citizen in 2002. In September 1999, the ABS-CBN Holdings Corporation offered 132 million Philippine depositary receipts underlying the 132 million common shares of ABS-CBN. Immediately prior to the closing of the PDR's offering, Lopez Incorporated, the main stockholder of ABS-CBN Corporation, transferred 132 million ABS-CBN shares to ABS-CBN Holding Corporation, its alter ego. With the many rights afforded to the holders of these PDRs, most of whom, if not all, are foreigners, ABS-CBN Corporation virtually allowed these foreign holders beneficial ownership and potential voting rights. This is a circumvention of the strict foreign equity restriction imposed by the Constitution on mass media companies. Quite obviously, the ABS-CBN PDR instrument, a creative financial mechanism, is being used as a subterfuge to indirectly own the underlying ABS-CBN shares of stock. Violation of workers' rights under the Constitution. ABS-CBN violated the rights of its own workers. It denied them their just share in production as required by the Constitution. It committed unfair labor practices, which consequently denied its employees the benefits required by law to be provided to all employees. Isang halimbawa po dito ay ang asunto na isinampa ng halos 100 o mahigit sa 100 manggagawa ng ABS-CBN sa National Labor Relations Commission o NLRC. Dahil sa pagtanggal sa kanila dahil sila raw ay mga talents lamang at hindi mga regular na empleyado. Nanalo po ang mga manggagawa sa NLRC at maging sa Court of Appeals. Bakit hindi na lang nila sinunod ang hatol at umapila pa ang ABS-CBN sa Korte Suprema? Ito ba yung sinasabi po kanina sa opening salvo na ang pagmamahal sa kanilang kapamilya ay ganun na lamang? Mali naman po yata na sabihin ng ABS-CBN na lampas sa 11,000 ang mga empleyado nito dahil kung ito po ay masusi nating iimbestigahan, may 2,661 lamang. 2,661 ang mga regular na empleyado nito. Ang karamihan po, o mahigit na 8,500 na kawani ng ABS-CBN ay tinagurian nilang independent contractors or talents, project workers at contractuals lamang kahit na pang-regular na empleyo ang trabaho nila. Ayon po sa ating labor code, kapag pang-regular ang tungkulin ng isang manggagawa, dapat siyang gawing regular employee. Hindi dapat contractual. Hindi dapat independent contractor, talent, o kaya'y project worker lang. Malinaw na labag sa batas ang ginagawa ng ABS-CBN. Kung pwede po nating ipaghalimbawa, sandali lamang po, ang ABS-CBN sa isang jeepney driver. Alam po niya na wala siyang prangkisa. Nagsakay po siya ng napakaraming pasahero. Yung mga pasahero naman po, bago sumakay doon, hindi naman niya tatanungin sa driver, Mamang driver, mamang chopper, kayo po ba ay may prangkisa? Yung rota po ba ninyo, pinapayagan yan? Wala pong nagtatanong na gano'n kasi mabilisan eh. Pare-pareho pong nagmamadali. Anong pong masita siya ng LTFRB? Gagamitin po ba nung driver na yon o nung taxi driver na yon o yung bus operator na yon? Kawawa naman po yung pasahero namin kung patitigilin mo ngayon. Meron pong pupunta sa ospital, meron pong pupunta sa trabaho, meron pong pupunta sa eskwela. Napakarami pong gawain itong mga taong ito. Ito po ba ang ibibigay po ninyong halimbawa? Hindi po ba dapat kayo muna ang kauna-unahan na nag-isip ng kapakanan nila? Ilagay ninyo sa magandang kalagayan ang pagpapatupad ng prangkisa ninyo at wala pong malalagay sa alanganin. Huwag po ninyong isasangkalan ngayon ang inyong mga manggagawa at kani-kanilang pamilya. Political bias. ABS-CBN has been biased and partisan in favor of particular candidates and against certain candidates during the 2010 and 2016 presidential elections, contrary to the terms of its franchise and in violation of the Omnibus Election Code. Hindi naman po lingid sa kalaman ng marami, kung hindi man lahat, kung paano naging pro-Noynoy Aquino ang ABS-CBN noong 2010 at pro-Grace po at Leni Robredo naman noong 2016. It is also a matter of record that ABS-CBN failed to air some of President Duterte's political advertisements during the 2016 campaign period, despite receiving the payment for said political ads. Ang masakit po dito, kung hindi pa sila pinigilan ng korte sa pamamagitan ng isang TRO, ay nakahanda na palang ipalabas ng ABS-CBN sa bisperas mismo ng pagtatapos ng campaign period ng 2016 presidential elections. Ang mga anti-Duterte advertisements na binayaran ng isang dating senador. Sinadya ang timing. Paalala lang po sa ABS-CBN, you are a broadcasting company, not a political kingmaker. Either you play ball or you play fair. Multiple channels in one franchise. Mga kababayan, inabuso po ng ABS-CBN ang kanilang prangkisa. Sa hindi nila may paliwanag na dahilan o maaari namang sinadya na gamitin ang kanyang prangkisa para sa isang channel lamang, pero gumamit pa ng ibang prangkisa ng telekomunikasyon na hindi naman pang broadcast upang mas kumita at makapagbenta sa pamamagitan ng maraming channels. ABS-CBN violated the terms and conditions of its franchise by offering its TV Plus boxes for a one-time fee but using the free-to-air signal authorized in the franchise granted by Congress at no cost to ABS-CBN. At bukod po sa pagbebenta ng TV Plus box sa publiko, sa Kapamilya Box Office Channel na nakapaloob dito, ay nagawa pang maningil ang ABS-CBN sa bawat pelikulang gustong mapanood ng publiko sa KBO Channel. Ibinenta na nga ang TV Plus box, ibinenta pa rin ang mga palabas na pwedeng mapanood sa TV Plus box. Dobleng tubong lugaw na po ito. Tax evasion. ABS-CBN also violated the terms and conditions of its franchise by engaging in tax avoidance schemes, which deprived the government of the much-needed revenue. It used its wholly owned subsidiary, Big Dipper Digital Content and Design, Inc., a PESA-registered company, as tax shield. Its main customer is ABS-CBN Hungary. And because of this unconscionable tax avoidance scheme, ABS-CBN alleged effective tax rate in 2018 was at negative 5%. This means that ABS-CBN managed to avoid paying taxes in 2018. Bakit po ang GMA7 na hindi naman kasing laki o kasing yaman ng ABS-CBN ay nakapagbayad ng buwis sa pamahalaan ng 1.6 billion pesos noong 2018? Samantalang ang malaalamat na ABS-CBN ay walang binayarang buwis. Bakit naman nakalibre ang ABS-CBN noong 2018 sa negative income tax nila na 84 million? Ibig sabihin po nito ay may tax credit pa ang ABS-CBN at ang gobyerno pa ang lumalabas na may utang dito. In 2019, ABS-CBN again did not pay its rightful taxes. It avoided this by entering into compromise agreement with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, with the latter accepting the settlement of 152 million pesos plus from ABS-CBN, equivalent to only 40% of its assessed deficiency in income tax, value-added tax, and documentary stamp tax payments. But this is only one among the 4 other cases lodged by the BIR at the Court of Tax Appeals, all of which were also settled by compromise. Bakit po ganun? Hindi po ba nando sa prangkisa ng ABS-CBN na babayaran nila lahat ang rightful taxes? Kinakailangan po bang sila ay habla pa ng BIR bago sila mapilitang makapagbayad lamang kahit settlement lamang? The House of Representatives should endeavor not to grant the franchise application of ABS-CBN because it has deliberately floated the Constitution and other related laws. Even the terms and conditions of its previous franchise to suit its own business and political interest, but to the prejudice of the greater good. The grant of a legislative franchise is merely a privilege and not a matter of right. Congress has the exclusive constitutional authority to award, alter, or revoke this privilege when the common good so requires, as in this particular case of ABS-CBN. We believe that it is but right for the House of Representatives to deny this time the franchise of ABS-CBN for flagrantly violating the Constitution and related laws, even its own franchise, making it unworthy of the grant of this special privilege by the state.